Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back for the Southampton preview. My name is Kieran, of course, from Red Devil Weekly, as you already know. And thanks for joining if you haven't already. Please do make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here as well. But we're here to do the Southampton preview, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this game. I think the fact that we've had so much, we've had a bit of positivity in the last few games. To be fair, the last 3 games we've ended up. We won our last 3 games in all competition, and things are starting to look a little bit up for us. After the kind of turbulent time we had before the international break, we've actually done quite well since the international break. So I'm hoping we can continue this on, but it's not going to be easy, especially against an informed Southampton team. And we'll get into them in just a second and how they've done this season, and not only that, but how we go about winning this game tomorrow. Playing on a Sunday, which is probably one of the first times we've done that this season. We don't often play on a Sunday. I think the last time we played on a Sunday was when we lost against Spurs. So not a good omen, but obviously away from home, we've done very, very well this season. I think we've only lost 1 home game in our last 10 in all competitions. So I'm looking forward to it. I really, really am looking forward to it. It's going to be a tough test. It's not going to be an easy ride. I think everyone was expecting us to beat West Brom, but I don't think everyone's going to be expecting us to beat Southampton. However, obviously we're the favourites, but I think everyone is probably looking at an upset here. I think there's a lot of people looking at this game thinking that Southampton could upset us. They really, really could. Thanks for joining, by the way, Adam, Dazza, and Kobe. Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it already. Dazza, no worries, you have to drop out, mate, don't worry. He says, oh no, he didn't say that. He says, I'm still waiting for my Chinese to arrive. I ordered it at 7:45, so I've waited over 2 hours. You might want to consider ringing them back up, Daz, if it's been 2 hours, to be honest with you, mate. But hopefully you get that sorted. Hopefully you get it. Matthew says, hi, Kieran, hope you're doing well. I'm doing very well, Matthew. Hopefully you're doing well as well. And hello, Kobe, thanks for joining. And I'm doing well, Adam. I'm doing very, very well. Thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Obviously, in these times, it's about looking after each other and making sure everyone's doing all right. So I'm glad you guys are doing that, and hopefully you guys are doing well as well. But we're going to get stuck into this preview straight away. Southampton, very, very good side. Currently sit 5th in the Premier League. I think they're 4 points above us, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're in 5th place. They haven't lost a game. They've only lost 1 in their last 7. They've lost 1 game in their last 7, and that loss came against Spurs. And actually, the game against Spurs wasn't even that bad of a performance. I remember watching that game, and Southampton were actually decent. It was just their defending was shocking, and we'll get onto that in just a second. But actually, going forward, they really caused Spurs a lot of problems which we failed to cause them when we played them at Old Trafford. But Southampton are a very decent side. They are a very good side. They've got Shea Adams, Charlie Austin as well. They've got some very, very decent players in there that could cause us a lot of problems. And as I said, there's a reason why they've only lost 1 game in their last 7. And some of those games include a game against Chelsea as well. So they haven't just been playing these easy games. They drew 1-1 with Wolves, and Wolves had to equalise late in that game as well. So Southampton probably are a little bit unfortunate not to be a little bit higher than what they are. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually mentioned that in his press conference. He talked about how this is going to be a big test for us. Southampton have done very, very well. I think since the turn of the year, if there was a league for Southampton compared to everyone else in the turn of the year, Southampton would be up there. They really, really would be up there. And under Ralph Hasenhüttl, they've done very, very well. So it's going to be a big test. It really is. I want to welcome a few more people. Brother Gaming, thanks for joining. Tom, thanks for joining as well. Appreciate it. He's pumped. Let's go, he says. Let's go indeed. TTX as well. Thanks for joining. So Southampton manager, I would take over Ollie in a heartbeat. He's done very, very well with Southampton, I'm not going to lie to you. I think he goes a little bit under the radar as well, because Southampton obviously isn't one of these big razzle-dazzle clubs that gets loads of headlines in the daily newspapers, but he's done a very, very good job with them. The fact that they're where they are right now, yes, we're still very early in the season, but the fact they're still where they are right now, is a testament to him and the patience that the board of Southampton have shown him, and what he's been able to do with his recruitment and the ways implementing his style on those players. So you've got to give up to him. Fair play to him, man. Footy Live says Ousmane Dembele rumours are false. He wants to stay at Barcelona. Don't believe reports on it. Well, there you go. Maybe if we do the transfer shows, obviously the January transfer window's coming up in January, obviously, spoiler alert. So I will be doing more transfer stuff as we go. But then Ollie actually talked about that when asked about January and the potential of coming in, and he basically alluded to the fact that we weren't going to be looking at bringing anyone in unless people got injured. And I guess that's fair enough. He talked once again, like he did in the summer, about the situation and how the financial situations of clubs is been hurt by this situation. And so a lot of deals that could have been done probably won't be, and especially in January where you don't see that many big name deals happen anyway. I mean, I don't see us buying anyone unless we have any major injuries. So probably you see Liverpool buy a centre-back, for example. It'd be the same thing if we lost someone like Bruno Fernandes. Maybe we'd look to bring in somebody else, but I don't think that's going to happen unless we do get a big injury. Kobe says it'll be 3-1, mark my words. I hope you mean 3-1. Oh, 3-1 United, sorry, yeah. I was just about to say, I hope you mean 3-1 United, mate, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was the other way either, to be honest. It says, Adam says, Kieran, I didn't like it, but then I discovered stuffed crust. It's nice, man, it's nice, I'm not going to lie. I go with a cheese stuffed crust, that's just me. I'm a bit boring like that. I don't really like to mix up too much when it comes to pizza, just pepperoni, get it done. I mean, it's simple but effective, it always gets the job done. You can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong. It's very difficult to mess up a pepperoni pizza. It's very difficult, and if you do mess it up, then you've got to look at yourself in the mirror, to be honest with you. TTX says, I don't see us spending in January with all this hacking and being held to ransom PR going on. Yes, it's mad. I don't know what's going on with the hacking situation, I'm not going to lie. It's come out of the blue. A lot of people saying that, you know, that they might have to pay them a lot of ransom and stuff to kind of get all their details back, and it's a peak Man United situation, isn't it? It's a peak Man United situation. How do you get hacked like that? I mean, I would not be surprised if the password to Man United systems are Man United or like 1234. Like, I would not be surprised in the slightest. But you know, you would think they'd have better security. But who knows? Who knows who's doing the hacking? Some say it's David Moyes. Who knows? We'll see. I'm sure we'll never find out who does that hacking. Matthew says Southampton are pretty good at the back. No, pretty good. They could probably exploit us at the back. Sorry, not pretty good at the back. I need to get better at reading these comments. He says Southampton are pretty good, to be honest. They could exploit us at the back. I think they could. I think they've, you know, in most games this season, they've been high scoring. Scored 3 against Chelsea. I think, was it against Newcastle they won 4-3, or they won it against a team 4-3 this season. And they are very good going forward, but one thing that we all see with when you look at their results is defensively they're not that great. They're not up to scratch really, and especially going into a game against us where they might fancy themselves. They really might fancy themselves. If they had any sort of brain and any sort of tactician working behind the scenes, they would just park the bus. They would just sit back and counterattack, because we struggle immensely against those sides. Against West Brom, we basically had to get a penalty to win that game. So if they had any sort of tactical nous about them, which I do think Ralph Hasenhüttl and his staff do, considering where they are, then I think we'll probably see Southampton be a little bit more reserved than they usually are, because I feel like if they do go gung-ho, then we'll be able to exploit them with the pace in behind, like we did against Istanbul. And that's why I'm saying in the title, let's be positive. And I'm not just saying that about the fans and opinions and stuff, because if you have a positive or a negative opinion, it doesn't matter to me. All opinions matter the same. But I want the football to be positive. We saw what we could do against Istanbul. Why not do the same thing against Southampton? Why not? Why not test the waters? Why not go for them? Because defensively, we know that they're a little bit weak. We know there's going to be spaces for us to exploit. Therefore, we should go for it. We really should go for it. I will be having calls, Daz, as usual. Don't worry about that. I'll get onto the calls very soon. So make sure, if you do want to get on, please do feel free to stay tuned, and I'll sling the link out to you guys, and you can come on. We can have a bit of a chat as we usually do. Yeah, and your Chinese are right. That's perfect. Perfect timing, Daz. Perfect timing. Man United 1, 2, 3. Don't put it there. I mean, I shouldn't really put that comment up, because if the hackers are watching, I'm basically just giving away the password there, so I shouldn't have done that really. Hope I don't get into trouble for that. Tom putting in some transfer rumours being helpful. As I said, Tom is the guy. Tom is the guy for these sort of stuff. He's got. I mean, I remember when the Sancho deal was happening. I think Tom was one of the first people to say that he didn't think it was going to happen. and that was when people were still adamant that Sancho was going to come. He didn't end up coming in the end. So for that alone, I think he must have some sort of reliable information. I trust him, and he's been on the channel a lot. So if you want to check him out, please do feel free to do so. Feel free to drop your Twitter out wherever you want, Tom, in the live chat. And if you like transfer news and you like to stay updated on all things Manchester United transfer news, and with the January transfer window coming up, it's probably best to do that. Make sure you check it out. But Southampton, obviously are a side that fancy themselves going forward. Defensively, a lot of frailties. But they score goals. And I think in some ways the way that Southampton play will play into our hands a little bit. But our record against Southampton in recent years has been pretty poor. It's been pretty hopeless. I can't think of the last time we actually beat Southampton. I think the last 3 times we played Southampton, we drew. They're a difficult side. They've always been a difficult side for us to beat. I think the last time we might have beaten Southampton was maybe... Was it when Ryan Giggs was in charge that time? I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone let me know when the last time we beat Southampton was. But I feel like the last few times we've drawn. And it's a frustrating game to play. It's a frustrating game to watch. And it's probably a frustrating game to play because Southampton are under the radar. They've got good players. They've got very, very good players. 2016, the last time we beat them. That's it, 2016. Thank you, Graham. Welcome, Graham, by the way. Thanks for joining. Perfect timing, Graham, you joining at that moment. But thanks for joining. Always very, very difficult. It's never straightforward. So I would urge fans, if they think that if you're very, very confident going into this game, fair play to you. But I'm not wholly confident whatsoever going into this one. I think it's going to prove a massive, massive test. Especially the way that Southampton has started. The only thing I think that's going for us is 2 things. One, I say the only thing, and then they have 2 things. But anyway, 2 things I feel like are going us. One is the way they play and the amount of space they leave in behind. And the second thing is our away record. Our away record is so, so good. We bought 3-2 in 2019 actually. Sorry, yeah, we did. Yeah, fair play. But our away record is very, very good right now. So we've got that to we can use that to our advantage. We can use that to build confidence. But we shouldn't just be looking at past statistics. We should be using what we've got. We've got a very, very good team, and we can beat Southampton. There's no reason why we can't beat Southampton. Very, very good side. And if we do beat Southampton, we could go level on points with the team that's currently in 6th place right now. And with a game in hand as well. So if we win this game and win our next couple of games, we could really be pushing for that top 4. And I think genuinely, if we can put together a little bit of a run, I think we could definitely be in that top 4 by Christmas Day. And that would be a brilliant Christmas present considering the start we've had. But I think it's time to get some callers on, don't you? I think it's time to get some callers on. Let's read a few of the comments, by the way. Obviously, you guys let me know, 3-2 in 2019. I remember that actually, I remember that. Wait, no, it was 2-2, wasn't it? Oh no, sorry. No, it was 3-2, sorry, you're right, because that was when Lukaku scored twice and Pereira scored, wasn't it? Adam says, Kieran, breaking news, it's been announced that they've hired a reception student from local school to choose a password. Mate, I tell you what, he's probably more qualified than the people they've got running the show. At Manchester United. Kobe says, anyway, we play like prime Barcelona at home. We play like Daz's Sunday League team. Away we play like prime Barcelona. At home we play like Daz's Sunday League team. Wow. I mean, you're not wrong. Listen, if we do that, then we'll beat Southampton. We'll clean them up, and I hope we do. Because momentum, we need to keep this momentum going, and for Ollie's sake as well, he needs this momentum as well. I'll put the link in the chat if you guys want to join, and we can have this discussion as usual. I hope you guys are doing well anyway. I hope you guys are having a good time. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream. If you are, please do feel free to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new around here, we're going for 850 subscribers, so if you can help us out with that in any way, shape or form, please do. And thank you for all the support. Really do appreciate it. I think we'll get on to Man United. When we get you guys on, obviously, we'll talk about Man United a bit more because we're not Southampton fans. We don't know as much about Southampton as we do about Man United. It's more interesting to talk about Man United really on a Man United stream. Let's be real. Let's be honest. So we're going to talk about Man United. We talked a little bit about Southampton, but they're a decent side. I'm not writing them off whatsoever. And I'm sure these guys won't be writing them off either. But keep your comments coming in as I talk to these guys, and we'll address these comments as we go through. But guys,
I'm having a drink. I could swallow it for a second.
What an introduction! Yeah, Tom, I'll let you get some lem sip or whatever, and we'll come to Dazza first. But thanks for joining, Tom and Dazza, as always. Appreciate it. But yeah, Daz, will start with you. Obviously, I just talked about there the fact that it's dangerous to underestimate a side like Southampton. They're a very decent side. They've started very well. They've started much better than us, 5th in the table. And as a comment mentioned earlier, under Ralph Hasenhüttl, doing very, very well indeed. So what are your thoughts going into this? Are you confident? Do you think United are going to get the job done? Or do you think it's going to be a very, very difficult game?
It's always a difficult game whenever we play Southampton. Well, Hasenhüttl especially, he's a fantastic manager. I've watched him when he was at Leipzig. Was a brilliant manager. He had proven tactics, and he's a man who took Leipzig from the Zweite Bundesliga to the actual top division, and he nearly beat Bayern Munich to the title. So it does show he's a good manager. No, he didn't, but in the end, but
no, but he nearly did.
Sad shame, sad shame. But no, he's a good manager. But even at Southampton, he's shown his class, and he's shown that he can. Get points and stuff. So he's overall a good manager. And it's never easy. We always seem to struggle against Southampton. And it's every season. I mean, last season we ended up with 2 draws, a 1-1 draw because of poor man marking, and a 2-2 draw at Old Trafford again because of poor man marking. So we just don't have a good record against Southampton. Whenever we play against them, it's like their cup finals. They just turn up on the day, and we don't. So, but no, I'm not actually, believe it or not, I'm not that confident going into the game for those reasons, because of our poor record and stuff, and the fact that we have to rely on VAR and penalties to actually get a win, because we're not good enough when it comes to come from open play, apart from Everton. I know we did that against Everton, but we're just not good enough in front of goal. So I think if we're going to get anything, it'll be a 2-2 draw, in fairness. I think both teams are evenly matched.
Let's see some goals.
Hey, I'd rather see a 2-2 draw than see a boring goalless draw.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You want to see some goals at least. You want to at least feel like you've
been entertained.
Feel like it's been worth sitting there for 90 minutes rather than watching the match and then thinking to yourself, God, that was an absolute load of shite. After 90 minutes, I'm certainly not going to get back. So, it's never easy. It's not going to be easy, but fingers crossed we can get the win. I don't go in with too much confidence, to be honest.
No.
It's difficult to do that, especially with our record against Southampton. As you said, it's not been brilliant as of late. By the way, I just want to make sure, earlier in the stream, I mentioned Charlie Austin as one of their major threats. Charlie Austin isn't one of their major threats. I actually meant to say Danny Ings. He's the guy who actually scores.
Isn't Charlie Austin at West Brom?
Yeah, maybe he is. So that's why I had to correct myself just to make sure. Yeah, I just had to correct myself if you guys were wondering why I said Charlie Austin instead of Danny Ings. That's why. But Danny Ings, talking of Danny Ings and Shea Adams as well, both very, very good strikers, both in form for Southampton right now, especially Danny Ings, who seems to... Is he?
Yeah, Ings is out.
Well, okay,
it's just one of them Ings, isn't it?
Well.
So looking on the bright side, we don't have a play versus Ings, and Højbjerg is at Tottenham. So the last time we played them, so we don't have them. So that's a good plus for us.
It is. I mean, you can tell how much research I've done into this game. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologise. I do watch football. Honest, I do actually watch football. But anyway, so yeah, I mean that. I'm happy. Look, listen. I'm happy that Danny Ings. I'm not happy. If he's injured, then I hope he gets better. Obviously, but it's better for us not to face him. Yeah, it's true. But
I mean,
go on,
they'll
Greg.
probably
the recent matches they've been playing with Theo Walcott and Che Adams up top, so that pace can be.
He's a good player, Che Adams. We need to watch out for him.
Yeah, true.
He was really good in the championship as well. Won the underweighted championship attackers. So, I dread to think what he's going to do against United tomorrow, especially with our defence of Harry Maguire, who just stands there like an 80 million quid. He's got about as much movement as a bloody dead snail. I mean, come on. Literally.
I think that's being harsh on the dead snail, to be honest, Des. A few comments here.
Hey, I'd rather play a snail on the pitch than him, to be honest with you. I think he'd do a lot more, wouldn't he?
Welcome, Iron Man. Thanks for joining.
Not taking anything away from him. He's been doing well for the last matches that he's
He will
played.
start though, because Ollie doesn't change. Ollie doesn't start Transabe, which is annoying. I'm not.
I think.
Pogba, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too bothered about Pogba. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think Solskjaer did say that Pogba and McTominay were definitely huge doubts for the game. So I mean,
McTominay's out as well.
Yeah, Pogba and McTominay, I reckon. I mean, as Matthew says, I reckon there's surely no other option. If he doesn't get into a midfield now, he never will. Let's just say that. Kobe says thoughts on Rojo going on loan to Sheffield. I mean, if he's not going to be played here, then he's better. He hasn't gone on loan yet, but apparently that's the rumours. That's the rumour mill, as we usually say. Speaking of that, we'll go to Tom. We'll go to Tom. We'll go to Tom on this, who's obviously, he's got his finger on the pulse when it comes to transfer rumours and things like this. But Tom, first of all, obviously, just on Kobe's comment, would you see any truth in those rumours, and do you think it'd be a good move for him? And also, just in terms of the Southampton game coming up tomorrow, how are you feeling going into it? Tom, are you still with us? Oh, is he put in the chat? He's gone.
Right,
sorry. Sorry. Did you hear the question?
No, I didn't hear the question. No.
Okay, no worries. Well, I was just saying that you're the guy with a finger on the pulse when it comes to Man United transfer rumours. We've got Kobe's comment here that says thoughts on Rojo going on loan to Sheffield United. So the first thing I want to ask you really is, would you see any truth in that? And do you think that would be a good move for Marcos Rojo? Marcos Rojo, I should say. And secondly, just in terms of the Southampton game coming up, do you feel similar to Dazza in that you're not wholly confident going into this game, but you're hopeful?
Well, I'll start with that, obviously, with Rowe and everything. I did put about it a couple of weeks ago, just before the transfer window actually ended, where Sheffield United were looking for a centre-back, but it was way too late in the window to go and look at anybody. But I think in terms of if they're going to go for somebody, Rojo, I would expect to be on their list. He's in their price range if you want to buy him, or if you want to at least put an option in so you could buy him. It'd be a reasonable option. I wouldn't expect to be, I wouldn't expect it to be more than 20 million or something, ridiculous like that. It'd be lower than it'd be probably about between 15 and 10 million in terms of buying him. If Sheffield United were going to go for a buy option with a loan, but I think if they're going to go for a player on loan, I'd expect it to be someone like a Rojo, like a who can I use?
Phil Jones.
In your dreams.
Yeah.
But as in if you're going to go for a loan player, then I would expect it. But I've not heard anything on it. I might hear something in a couple of days. I don't know, but I've not heard anything on that. But in terms of the actual game for Southampton, it's a difficult game, I think. Southampton are very difficult to predict. To the back end of last season, they was very good, very, very good. And I think, but the bottom problem with Southampton was they didn't have anything to play for going towards the back end of the season. They had nothing to play for because they were bang in the middle because they couldn't get relegated, but they couldn't make a push for Europe. So they had pretty much nothing to play for. So if you can't get European football, then you've not got anything to play for. If you can't get relegated, then there's no point in fighting because you're not going to get relegated. You're just going to stay at the same level. But whereas this year, I think Southampton are making that push where they've seen such as what Leicester have done in recent years. They've seen what Wolves have done, and they want to try and join that pack, as in fighting for, say, a Europa League spot, even pushing towards getting Champions League. But I think the main key is that some of their big big key players are out. Like Danny Ings, if he's playing, he's a very hard player to keep quiet for a full 90 minutes. I can't remember who the other guy was. I'm not sure if it's Redmond or if it's Walcott. One of the two of them's out. Redmond or Walcott.
Walcott was playing the other day. He scored against.
I think it's Redmond.
Who did he score against? I don't think I've seen Nathan Redmond, so yeah.
I think it's Redmond anyway. But no, like I said, in terms of Southampton, the one thing that I would say is, you can say they've got key players, like they've got James Ward-Prowse, for example, who was renowned as being a key player. You'd renown such as Vestergaard being a key defender. You'd regard Danny Ings as being a key forward. But I think the main thing is they work as a team. They are a modern day Premier League team, and that is make it difficult for you and press you. And that's why I think the team selection has got to be spot on. And I think particularly in the midfield, that's where you will win games like this, is midfield control. Because if you don't control the midfield against a team like Southampton, you're going to find it's going to be a very difficult evening. Let's make it clear, very difficult. Yeah. Because if you've got players who are going to be nervous or who don't have legs if they make a mistake and can't recover, then you're going to be in for a long evening. Like, for example, if Matic plays, Matic hasn't got the legs to, if he makes a mistake, to recover from it. He hasn't got the legs to do that. He could do that 5 years ago. He can't do that now. And it's exactly the same with players like Fred. And I know Fred's been good in recent weeks, but in terms of his touch, sometimes that touch is a killer trigger towards him, because the touch can easily let a player down. Whereas, look at a player like Van De Beek, man, I think, has he got like a magnet glued to his foot? Because the ball just sticks to it. To be honest, he just sticks to it. It's like he's got some just ultra glue just sticking the ball to his foot. But he's key players. If you got players, I think you need two kinds of players. You can say you need your creative and attacking players, but you need a player who's going to do a lot of running, and you need a player who can control the midfield in terms of touch and can deal with a press. Van de Beek is one of those players that I would select for the game, and love him or hate him, I would select Mctominay for this game. Love him or hate him, I would select Mctominay for the key reason of. If Van de Beek, if you don't want to use Van de Beek as the running around kind of player, then McTominay can do that because he's got the energy, and that's what I think you need. And if you're going to control the midfield,
put in with something quickly, mate.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I'm on flash scores. I've seen some stuff. Danny Ings and Nathan Redmond are out.
What are you doing?
He just sat there. Pogba, Luke Shaw about.
Yeah, I knew the United players. I didn't know who the other attacking players.
Who the hell made
Wan-Bissaka could be out as well.
Yeah, he's a doubt.
He picked up an injury, didn't he?
Did they say McTominay was a doubt?
Yes, he is actually.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
So that would mean Fred would start then, and I'd rather.
Yeah, he would start
any day. He's got more.
Yeah, I would prefer him, but I just think this game suits a player more like McTominay, just because you need somebody to run around a lot more, and his touch is better than Fred, if we're being honest. But the only thing I'll say is this: if you're going to use a midfield tomorrow, I think the best midfield that I've seen as three players has probably been Fernandes, Van de Beek and Fred. If you're going to choose three players to put in a midfield,
we saw against Istanbul.
Yeah, that is the best midfield performance that I've seen out of all of the games that we've played this season in terms of our midfield players. That was phenomenal. I couldn't put. You could have probably chosen any three of those as a man of the match.
I still don't understand how we did that. We only won West Brom 1-0 because we're pen. Yet we go and beat Istanbul like 5-0.
This is what I mean, does it? Like, I don't know how we beat Leipzig.
I don't know how we've done
the next week we'll lose to Arsenal.
But that was all down. I feel that was all down to Van de Beek playing in the middle. He created crazy amount, and he had the composure on the ball.
Exactly, composure on the ball.
That's exactly what we need against Southampton.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
I think just
keep a cool head.
Better with Van de Beek.
Exactly.
Just keep
better with him in the midfield.
Obviously, Graham, you mentioned Van de Beek there. I'll come to you talking about the midfield. I'll ask you. Obviously, the midfield we saw against Istanbul, we talked a little bit about it just there. Would you play the same midfield, or do you think there's any other players that are in contention for that?
See, I would definitely play the same midfield because Fred I didn't agree when who was that? Who was just on? He said McTominay he would pick instead of Fred. McTominay gives the ball away more than Fred, in my opinion, and he's very reckless with his passing. If you watched a couple of our last games where he played, I would take Fred simply because of his work rate, the way he mops up the ball from the defense. He literally covers every blade of grass. They've said that, and you can literally see the way he runs around, tries to get the ball when he loses it, and we need that. We need that in the midfield. Plus, we need that composure of Donny Van De Beek. He gives the team that needed calmness on the ball when it's going from end to end. He knows how to slow down the tempo of the game and get it under control and play out and put a few passes together and get the attack moving slowly from the back. And then, obviously, topped by Bruno Fernandes at the tip, played by the same attack. I would choose the same attack again. I felt that Martial was better on the left.
Yeah.
He
preferred position.
And Cavani up top was the best, and also Rashford. The way he played from the right, I really like that. And I really think that this can be our formation going forward. Yeah. It can be like the formation. Like he went for a few games on a run where he played the same formation last season at the back end of last season.
Yeah.
This can be our formation where he goes on a run of games with it. And I really think they can do well because of that midfield, the midfield battle. That's the main.
Yeah, I think both you and Tom mentioned the importance of
both on the left and right was very good.
Yeah, I thought as well. I thought for me in terms of the forwards as well. I thought that actually like having Cavani in there actually made Martial and Rashford. Yeah, it's having that
intelligence. You don't have to have legs to run the line. You don't have to have legs to run the line. You can be as an intelligent. Like you can take Mata for example. He's not the quickest player in the world, but he can see a pass and he's intelligent. So he if he didn't have intelligence, then what is it? He'd be probably the midfield equivalent of Phil Jones. So, but just speaking of it from that standpoint, it would be. Because, and like we're saying when we're talking about going and getting Hakan and Çalhanoğlu, for example, people have been talking about that and everything. If you're going to go and get somebody, people have been saying, why do we need him and everything? The reason why I would say we need him is he can easily take over what Mata does. Just sit on the bench, come on, can play from the left-hand side, can play in midfield. It's another player. You want to get... Like, I don't know why people are complaining about getting more players, to be honest. Why are you complaining? But squad depth isn't crucial.
Well, we need more.
Yeah, and anyways, Mata's leaving. He's on his last.
Exactly, Mata's going to leave soon. So
let him leave, and we get in Çalhanoğlu.
I think in terms of replacements, you can't go too wrong really with Çalhanoğlu, especially if Juan Mata is leaving, and that's something that we were complaining about before the summer, where like we
squad
never
depth.
really really kind of looked to strengthen.
And he's only 27.
Exactly.
Yeah, true. He's still got a decent time. I reckon we get value for money out of him, especially. I mean, if that deal happens, then I think it can only be a positive one for
anyway.
me. Well, yeah.
Be amazing deal. Be back into the summer.
And he's a very good player as well. He's a good player.
Well, I mean, you don't get to where he is in his footballing career without being a good player. To be fair to him. But yeah, we'll see what happens on that. Rich, thanks for joining as well. Appreciate it. Make sure you check out Rich Sports if you haven't already. Check him out if you haven't already. Finally, you've been very, very patient. Thanks for coming on Adam Talk Sport. Appreciate it, man. You've been very patient. In terms of, obviously, if you want to comment on anything anyone said so far, please do. But what I want to ask you is about the lineup in general. Obviously, we do have a few injuries that have been confirmed. Obviously, Luke Shaw's still not going to come back. You've got Pogba, looks like he's not going to come back either. McTominay potentially, Wan-Bissaka as well. If you were Solskjaer right now and you were looking at who to rotate, which players do you think need a rest? Which players would you rotate? And which players would you put back in for them?
Well, in terms of who I'd play, I'm gonna play Donny Van De Beek because now it is getting a bit silly that he's not playing him.
Especially starting.
Now, I don't think this is gonna happen because I feel like he's too important, so Ole can't really rest him, and that's Fernandes. I feel like I would give Fernandes a bit of a rest because we do have PSG, where his quality is going to be needed. But we don't really have. If you take Fernandes out the team, like we saw the Istanbul, we didn't have any much quality.
Yeah.
No squad.
Well, apparently, can I just say something?
And one thing I will
Ollie
defend
said that
Solskjaer
he is
with,
looking to probably drop him.
What, drop Fernandes?
No, want to give him a rest.
For the Leipzig game. For the Leipzig game.
the reason we haven't
just
seen
what I heard.
Donny and Bruno play a lot is because we really don't have a proper CDM. I mean, Fred can't really
Don't need
protect
one.
it on his own, and Matic is as slow as he's just very slow. He has the pace of a turtle.
I'm probably faster than him.
Yeah, I'll probably give him a run for his money. I think my 100-meter time is plus 20 seconds. But I think his age wouldn't help either, to be honest. I do agree that that's why I feel like someone like a Thomas Partey. I'm so surprised we didn't go. I'm not surprised, but I think we should have gone for Thomas Partey. Really. Yeah, I just realised I was saying that I was surprised. I mean, this board doesn't surprise me anymore, to be honest. It doesn't surprise
But he's
me.
injured, isn't he?
Yeah, true. Yeah. He got out his best performance at Old Trafford, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, but both of them got injured after that, Elneny and Partey.
Now, I'm not sure if we can play CDM, but if Pogba goes, I feel like we should go all out to get Camavinga.
Oh yeah.
Heard a lot about him. You heard he's a decent little player, young as well.
Young, French.
But his price tag is 100 million plus. So
60 million.
Yeah.
One
60
good
million.
thing is that
I don't know how
Danny
could
is
he
gonna
be
out.
how could he be 100 million plus?
He's 60 million.
But if I look at it, Danny and Adam isn't the biggest threat for Southampton, in my opinion. The biggest threat to me is James Ward-Prowse. Please do not foul him and give him a free kick.
Forgot about him.
He'll just
I'll forget about an Englishman.
I've noticed something.
He's a free kick taker.
I hate when people call Bruno a penalty merchant. But even if you take out the penalties, he's still the highest scoring midfielder in the Prem.
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to say that on Twitter because you wouldn't.
He's the second highest in Europe.
Wouldn't get enough likes or
He's
retweets.
starting to miss a few of his penalties.
He is, yeah. Well, no, as I said, it doesn't matter how many times you miss because he gets to retake them every time. It doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Exactly, it doesn't matter. He can miss as
go.
many penalties as he wants.
The goal.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, Liverpool could have done with a penalty after the 9 minutes today, couldn't they? But alas, they just don't.
What was that? What was that penalty? Mope, come on.
What? I remember when they played us last season when Michael Obafemi, who is a player I hate now.
Right? Why'd you hate him?
He scored against them, didn't he?
I feel like they're
The last minute.
Got that equaliser.
where they let us have the ball. But then when
They were just happy to press.
Counter-attackers. Also, Daz.
Yeah.
I just saw the result.
So, I'm confused.
The Borough play tonight.
Oh, Huddersfield beat us.
Oh,
Yeah, they got
Oh,
beat by
that's a
Huddersfield.
rough deal.
Like literally goals.
That's-
Literally two goals a minute.
Well, I'll tell you what.
At
For your,
least
for your,
five
for,
ones,
for your own benefit, we'll move on. We'll move on swiftly from that. Just we don't want to dwell on that for you. But yeah, I think. Listen, as we've all said, I think we all really agree that this isn't going to be a straightforward game. I think we all know Southampton have been decent this season.
The funny thing is, we say all this, and we'll probably go there and do what Spurs did and beat them like 5-2 or something stupid.
Well, no, the thing, every time we're
I
not.
know how Man U can win the league.
Win
Here we
games.
go.
Win games.
Just make sure Solskjaer, if he doesn't win the game, he's gonna get sacked. We'll go undefeated the whole season.
True.
New manager bounce. New manager bounce.
Yeah, exactly.
We said that. We said
Just
that
say
a
it.
few weeks ago.
It should be gone
Yeah,
off
I
to
know.
Istanbul. Should have gone. Told you, lads. Should have gone.
Tom, I'll tell you what. Do you still believe he's not the right man, Tom? I'll ask everyone this. Do you still believe he's not the right man?
What are you talking about? Do you still believe? Of course, I still don't believe he's the right man. But I'm not going to change my mind after what? West Brom.
I'm just asking.
After a smash and grab penalty against West Brom, and then what? We beat Istanbul. Fair enough, but come on, it's what two games.
Yeah.
We had Everton. We had Everton before the break, but fair enough. Everton and Istanbul were okay. West Brom.
I'll rephrase the question. Have you seen any signs of improvement?
Yeah, of course we've seen signs of improvement. We've been scoring like 4 and 3 goals per game. We're starting to score for a reason now. We're starting to score properly. For some reason, it was like we're just getting lucky by winning the game 1-0, or we got beat by a couple of goals, like say the Palace game. Whereas now, if we say played Palace, I think it would be a different game altogether. But going into the whole kind of season and everything, I just think it's been ups and downs, and it's like I said, it's been kind of like the start of last season, if we're being honest, because it's been 1 week we'll be beating, we'll go and beat, we'll go and beat Manchester City, and then the following week we'll go and lose embarrassingly to West Ham. It's just so unpredictable, so unpredictable. Like you could say, when you go and watch, say, Liverpool or something, or you go and watch Manchester City against Fulham, you know who's going to win before the game's even been played. You know who's going to win.
Can I ask you a question there?
Yeah, go on.
Don't you think that the whole Premier League is a bit unpredictable this season?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, massively unpredictable. Nobody would be thinking that. Nobody would be thinking that teams like, Everton were going to be top of the table at one point. Nobody would be thinking that, Chelsea, are top of the table. Tottenham were top of the table for a couple of hours. It wouldn't surprise. I don't personally think that Liverpool are as good as they have been in recent years. Neither of Manchester City have dropped the ball massively. I know they've beat Burnley 5-0 today, but overall, they have gone from getting record points, season and winning the title back to back, to just winning a Carabao Cup now. Where's all this quadruple and everything? I started hearing all this. We're going to win the quadruple and everything. I don't hear that now at all. I hear, we're gonna settle for an FA Cup. We're gonna settle for a Community Shield. Something as stupid as that.
But that's because of the board that promises big things in the summer and didn't deliver.
Yeah, I understand that the board obviously didn't do big things.
Exactly. So I don't see why this is such a bad thing. Like, why Ole is to blame for this? Because
I'm not saying that he's entirely to blame, but in terms of the results on the field, we were getting beat by such as Spurs. We were getting beat by such as Istanbul. We'd hardly competed in terms of West Brom. West Brom a couple of years ago, if that was Sir Alex Ferguson's team, we'd have won that game probably 4-5-1 or 5-0 rather. Whereas now we're just scraping a 1-0 win at home.
Fun fact.
And that was our first point. That was our first 3 points at home in the Premier League. From the start of the season, we're nearly 10 games deep in the Premier League. 10 games and you've won 1 game at home.
Yeah.
Come on, and we're on about getting to the top and everything and trying to win the league. How can we win the league when we can't even win a game at home? You start off the basics. You win a game at home, you win a game away. You go on a run.
Fair, yeah.
And if you can't do that, then you're not going to get anywhere near winning the league title. But all I'll say is this: in terms of what Kieran,
which other coach would you like to come in that is going to achieve all that you said?
I want somebody who comes with a pedigree, and people can say Pochettino, but he's not won anything. And no, hold on. And people will say, I know this will come in. He's not won anything or anything. Tottenham wouldn't have dreamt getting to a Champions League final before he came in. Wouldn't have even dreamt of it, and he took them there. He took, people could say, oh well, he didn't win this, he didn't win that. In another season, Pochettino would have won the title. If it wasn't for Leicester City that season, Tottenham would have won the league. Tottenham this year under Mourinho, you look at Tottenham, say from Pochettino to Mourinho. Most of the players in that team were bought by Pochettino. Players like Son was bought by Pochettino. Players like Harry Kane were developed.
I still think
these
those
are some of the best players in the world.
Yeah, fair enough. But even Ole reached 3 semi-finals last season.
Yeah, this is what I mean.
Things could have gone differently. He could have won the finals.
Yeah, but did it? No, he didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't get to a final.
Neither did Pochettino, dude.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I'm saying this now. Pochettino takes this team. I would expect probably in minimum 3 years, we would be where Liverpool and City are in terms of we'll be challenging at least. Year after year, we'll be a contender.
Yeah, if we were to give him a decent budget, I think
this is what I mean, and this is what it pays down to: money. All the time, it's money. People are saying, and like you're sitting there and defending Ole, and people are saying, "Well, give him more money, give him more money." The guy's had so much money. I calculated it up. He spent nearly £200 million. We've had the same points tally for the last 2 years, 66 points. 66 points used to get you 8th place. Probably 6 years ago. And now he's barely getting top 4.
I'm not saying he requires more money. I'm saying they should deliver on the targets that he gives them, which they aren't. They are going out and buying whoever the hell they want.
You're not going to get every single player. Money. You're not going to get every single player. Though.
But how many of Ole's targets have they delivered? No, that's the thing that I'm making. That's the point that I'm making.
Yeah, but the first summer, every single player that he wanted Daniel James, he got him.
He didn't want Daniel James.
You're telling me he didn't want Daniel James?
He didn't want Daniel James.
Yeah, so why did he buy him? Why did they buy him?
The board bought him. Exactly.
Don't you dare mention Poch.
What?
I mean,
players that they want, not the players that the manager wants. So
he's the Argentine.
The board the fault. The board's at fault.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this.
Good evening.
Oh yeah, listen. We can talk about. We can talk about Unai Emery and his manager now all night. But obviously, I mean. Well, we haven't really heard too much talk about Ole's future, obviously, because of the last.
Oh, it's safe. It's secure. The man could probably jump off of a ship and he'd still survive.
See, I'm not defending Ole. He's done. He's at least brought the team up to where it.
He's brought the team up to a level where somebody can take over.
It was shambles. Come on.
Yeah, but I'll say he's done well from taking
definitely
the team was left with Mourinho to where he took him now. But I don't see him as the manager getting this team any higher than 3rd place where he already got. That's the highest he can get.
Fair enough.
And probably minimum win an FA Cup.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Fair enough.
Who is that?
I don't think he'll win anything more than that. If I'm being honest, this is what I mean. He's a stepping stone manager. Where he'll pass the baton to somebody else, and whoever that'll be, who knows?
Yeah, because he's not a Premier League manager. He's a Norwegian elite.
I told you what he is. He's a director and he's a scout. That is what he is. He's a director and a scout. He's not a coach.
Yeah, and he's not a Premier League manager. He can't be a Premier League manager.
He is right now. I guess, but
yeah. Well, yeah, but what I don't understand is how he goes from the LA Stadium League, winning titles and
that
stuff. I know the LA
is top quality.
And, easier and smaller and easier.
That's the comment. That is very true.
That is true.
Very, very true.
Rich says, regardless of transfers, we have the players to play a lot better than we have recently.
Yeah. You've had 2 managers now have a go with Paul Pogba.
Yeah.
And nothing's changed.
Yeah.
You've had 2 managers who's had a go with some players like Martial. Can't somehow get him to be more consistent with his performances. Exactly the same with other players. I hate the stereotype of, all I will say is this: if you want to give this man more time, give him until the end of the contract. Don't renew it. That is all I will say. Give him until the end of the contract and hand the baton over. That is the 3rd place, and a minimum an FA Cup is as far as he's going to take you. That is it. He's not going to take you to a Premier League title. He's not going to take you to a Champions League. You need a bigger manager to do that. That's the next step.
I still feel the problem with United is deeper than the manager. It's not.
I understand that, and I do believe that too. But ultimately,
it's not
in terms of on the field, all I say is this.
I get what he's saying. He's not tactical.
The manager runs the things on the field. The board run the things off of the field. So in terms of transfers and everything, that's down to the board. In terms of, the board aren't to blame for it.
Bye, mate. Cheers for coming on.
Yeah, Man United aren't. The Man United board. Ed Woodward's not to blame if Man United lose to West Brom. Let's be honest. That's down to Ole because he coaches the team. And this is what I'm talking about. He's not a coach. I don't believe he is a coach, to be honest. He is a scout. If you were to hire him as a scout, he'd probably be one of the top scouts in the country. And I'm being honest in saying that. Because some of the players he has found and where they've got to now, like I look at Erling Haaland when he was at Molde. Look at where Erling Haaland is now. Man United would love to have a player like him.
Wasn't there someone that played against us for Istanbul who came from either he came from Molde or he's Norwegian? I can't remember the guy that came on.
I can't
remember.
Some guy
came on. Apparently, he's a bit of a wonder kid.
I can't remember. But this is the problem with Man United. We have about what? I don't know how we Man United. We have about what? Probably 40 scouts in about 30 different countries. But we don't sign. We track players from 6 years for 6 years, but we don't sign them. Like Man United tracked Christian Pulisic for 7 years, and at the end of it all, they had the option to go and get him. They didn't get him. So you've wasted 7 years tracking somebody who you're not going to go. If you're going to track players you're actually going to want to buy, or you're going to at least
but the
consider.
Pulisic is a little bit that was a little bit off case because he is very injury prone. So I see why they might have not gone for that. So yeah, that's fine. But
yeah, I understand. But in terms of the type of player that we need.
You can disagree with that, but
no, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying because nobody wants a player who's going to be injured for half of the season or 3/4 of the season. That's why a lot of people are having nightmares about Usman Dembele. But all I'll say is when people are comparing Sancho and Dembele, if Dembele is fully fit for a full season, he is probably just as good as Jadon Sancho. If he's fit for a full season, I don't want no arguments at all. For a full season, he's just as good as Jadon Sancho. You can use stats, you can use whatever you want. Just as good as him.
There's no denying that. That's true.
But the only problem is, because if we get I'm sorry to cut you off there, Kieran.
No worries.
If you get injury-prone players, we've had it for too long now, where we're buying people for buying's sake. Like we had the option to go and get Schweinsteiger, so we bought him. What did he actually do? Nothing. I accept why we bought Ibrahimovic.
Send shivers down the spine of the opposition players.
That's the reason. Yeah, that's the only reason why.
It sends shivers down my spine. I mean, Ed Woodward is CEO.
You wouldn't be the CEO, Owen. You'd probably lose it to ground.
Well, I wouldn't worry about the finances, but we'd have a hell of a good team. We'd be in about £2 billion. We'd be in £2 billion of debt, but we have a hell of a good team.
The taxman would be after us for too long.
I'll tell you.
Well, there you go. What an introduction that was. There's Big O, by the way. He's going to be joining for the last period of it.
All right, lads.
Stream. But yeah, I guess getting back onto the Southampton game. I guess I'll ask you, Owen. How are you feeling going into the game? Obviously, everyone's a bit cautious. I would say. Yeah. Let's. What were your thoughts? And yeah, let's get a bit of an insight into who you'd start tomorrow as well.
Well, firstly, I just want to say that I was very. It's been very impulsive viewing the talk about Ole and stuff. But I just want to remind you about. Are you familiar with a man called Sir Alexander Chapman Ferguson?
Okay. I don't know where you're going with this, but yes.
Well, he took 3 years to win his first trophy. Anyway,
Yes.
so Southampton. You know what? I'm not confident whatsoever, and the reason is because we have Harry Maguire as centre back, and the reason I'm not confident because of that is because last time we played them, they pushed us up so high and forced us to make a mistake. And I've literally, I'm having flat.
Tell me who you play other than Harry Maguire. You've got Eric Bayou's out.
I play Axel Tuanzebe.
With who? Lindelof.
Bayou's in, by the way.
Injured. He's pretty much injured. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in terms of
you know what? I'd chop Mengi in there. What's he done wrong to get a start? He may as well get a start. Wow. I'd chop Mengi in.
You say that, but it won't happen. That's the only thing.
Well, if we're talking hypothetical scenarios, that's what I put in. Teddy Mengi.
So you put Mengi in there.
Play the kids.
Out of the current centre backs, who would you choose?
Tuanzebe.
Alongside?
Alongside Lindelof.
He's injured.
But Lindelof is touch and go right now.
Okay.
Well, is he either injured or he's got some sort of knock? I'm not sure if he's actually...
he's got a knock.
You know what? I guess I'll have to play Maguire then, because all the other centre-backs are injured.
This is what I said. Thank you. So now you've just come back to what I said. So
yeah, literally. That 2 minutes of audio was completely pointless for me there. I'm sorry about that.
TTX, I can neither confirm nor deny your statement. Anyway.
Wait, Kieran, is that how you spell your name?
It doesn't matter. I don't mind. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, as you know, if my name, how it's spelled, as long as I know, if you're saying, if I can understand what you're saying, it doesn't matter how you spell it. I don't really care. It is spelled Ciaran, but at the end of the day, if you spell it, however you spell it, I don't mind. Honestly, I don't mind. Don't let Owen stir the pot on that one. Don't let him stir the pot.
All I will say is Kieran doesn't even know how to spell his own name because you actually missed out the accent on one of the letters. But we'll move on. We'll talk about Southampton and the fact that...
let's talk about Southampton.
I think that... You know what? It's whenever I can't trust our team because whenever we've won like 3 games in a row and I'm thinking, okay, we might pick up, and as soon as that happens, bang, we lose. So... Whenever it looks like we're going to pick up form, we get done by something. Like against Arsenal, we thought, we might beat Arsenal. Arsenal are rubbish, and then they beat us because we didn't turn up. So, you know what? I'm not confident, but I reckon by kickoff tomorrow, I'll be confident. For some reason, I always get more confident the closer the game comes. For some reason,
I think it depends on the lineup.
No Danny Ings is a huge blow. I mean, we have to contend with Che Adams. I mean, shiver me timbers.
Come on.
Che Adams.
Come on. You're going to be saying Stuart Armstrong next.
Didn't he score against us or not?
No.
Was it?
Maybe he did.
He did. You know Nathan Redmond's going to turn into prime Robert.
Nathan Redmond's injured.
Cutting off the right.
Armstrong has scored twice against us.
Nathan Redmond's injured.
And in the same minute, if I'm not mistaken.
Who's injured and who's not? Because I keep mentioning players and they all tend to be injured.
Right, for Southampton, Danny Ings...
You sound like Jurgen Klopp.
Oh, do you see that? I know it's off topic, but the tears coming from his eyes. I thought, like, honestly, like...
This was
he's acting like he's the first manager to ever experience multiple injuries in a season.
Exactly,
like, he's just,
exactly.
You know,
and now his team are playing absolutely cack.
And I wonder if he's going to get charged by the FA for sarcastically clapping the linesman. I don't think so.
Well, he's not Portuguese. His name's not Mourinho, so that won't be happening. Naveen says Greenwood can be. Naveen says Greenwood should start. Owen, I know you're going to have something to say on that because you like Greenwood.
This is correct, isn't it?
Rich says you might not be as confident after seeing the lineup. And Big Rom's joining us. Thanks for joining, Big Rom. Appreciate it.
Phil Jones.
Yeah,
Ollie's weak-minded, so he'll probably drop...
Maguire didn't make it to the South Coast.
He'll probably drop Van De Beek, to be honest, because Ollie's weak-minded, so he'll probably drop Van De Beek.
Let's not get onto this again.
Wait, Owen.
He'll drop Van De Beek and he'll play a 4-3.
Where's Henderson?
You know, we've been. I think we're covering old ground here, Tom. I think we know who the better goalkeeper is, and you're in denial. That's what I say.
So you're saying De Gea is not the better goalkeeper?
Well, we'll let the. How many howlers has Henderson let in?
No. Just say yes or no. Is De Gea the better goalkeeper?
Right now?
Right now.
Yeah, he is. Right now. Yeah, he is.
Right, thank you.
Yeah.
So
but I'm
where's
saying
this conversation coming from about Henderson?
the Henderson conversation is if we have him as a view as our long-term keeper, why don't we just start him now and get the minutes into him now?
But why not slowly blood him into the team instead of putting loads of pressure on him?
Oh, don't give Ole encouragement. You're just encouraging him. He's doing that with Van De Beek. He's trying.
No. Van De Beek is different because Van De Beek's played in a Champions. He played in a very successful Champions League campaign for Ajax and won trophies with Ajax. So
he sat on our bench for McTominay.
What's Dean Henderson done with Sheffield United? Oh, got promoted.
Well, that's pretty. He's been in the Premier League for 17 years or whatever it was.
Come on.
Adam wants to tell me that he can't believe what you just said.
Oh, is this about? No, I think there was one point in Daz's stream where he asked me his five favourite players, and I said in my top 5, Trent Alexander-Arnold and Phil Foden are in there.
We'll move on swiftly as we are Man United channel. We'll move on for that. They're good young players, but I'm saying that as an English person, not a fan of Man City or Liverpool. TCH has De Gea's been on top form. I don't understand why you're hating on David De Gea. I mean, maybe you're not hating on him. Maybe you're just saying Henderson's
he's been
better.
a hater.
I'm not hating on him. But yeah, I'm not.
So saying that you would drop him is not hating on him.
I'm not hating on him because someone Well, Zidane must have been dropped in when he was playing. He was a pretty good player.
Every player's been dropped, Owen.
Well, yeah. So you're not hating on him if you're dropping them. You're just saying, you know what?
Yeah, but he's 29. He's not 12.
Let the young blood through. You know.
Yeah, but rotating keepers and rotating outfield players are two different things.
This is what I mean.
We're
not Chelsea. We don't need.
It affects their confidence severely.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not rotate them, just permanently get De Gea out of the team. So it's not rotating. It's one simple rotation.
Wow.
It's one simple rotation.
You can't be doing that for Alevin. Call him a legend of our club, and he's got us out of so many
How has he been
matches.
the player of the year?
Well, give him a payoff.
And
You can't
we're paying
just drop a player like that.
Exactly. We're paying him 350,000 a week, and you want to drop him.
Yeah, highest paid goalkeeper in the world.
Hey, would you start Pogba on Sunday?
No.
I rest my case. Thank you very much.
No, but
that's a different player.
What is Pogba being paid a lot of money?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, I'll rest my case. Anyway, move on.
Not 350. Not 350,000 though.
That's pretty close. My God. And he's a youth product as well. He's probably arguably one of he could be called a legend because he's a youth product that won the Europa League.
But will you say that Pogba has won his matches the same as David De Gea has?
Pogba's done nothing for about 2 years. He's not done anything for 2 years. We've not even won a trophy for 4 years.
I'm not sure. I think we should move on before Tom says something even more obscene than the only thing for 2 years.
Oh, come off with it. What I asked you actually on here, you now talk about as if Pogba's just gone and won the Premier League for us.
He's won a World Cup. I mean, that's a pretty good achievement.
Yeah, with
not
France.
for Man United.
Not for Man United, thank you. France, completely different.
No one's doubting Pogba's got, has got very good talent. Talent and ability, but
I don't.
But realistically, if you don't do it consistently for the club, then what's the point?
Exactly. Compare the two. How much has Pogba done for United, and how much is David De Gea done for United?
Exactly.
I think you'll get your answer with that.
Well, and as Graham said before, we rest our case.
Well, all I'm saying is I hope Paul, if you're watching this, Paul, don't listen. We love you. The fan base loves you.
No.
Oh, okay. So if he's watching, he'll just hear you say that you don't like it. All right. Well, I hope he doesn't watch then. I hope they don't watch us in the dressing room.
If they are watching, then if they could retweet it, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Because they've got a lot of followers. But no. I mean, and also if he's watching it, then if he's watching it, then maybe it's time to go to bed if you've got a game tomorrow. But anyway, that's different.
Got a long ride to Southampton.
I take a private jet now.
as Big Rom says, the Henderson De Gea debate is no point being had. There is bigger fish to fry. Why is McTominay getting games over Van De Beek, and why is Mata starting over Van De Beek or Greenwood? I mean, I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow, considering if McTominay's out.
It's not tomorrow.
But it's a fair point. This season it has happened quite a few times. It is frustrating. But I mean, I think the Van De Beek thing as well. Like, I think everyone now agrees that Van De Beek's got to start. I mean,
and Cavani. I want to hear Cavani mentioned.
We haven't actually talked.
Can I get in one point here?
Yeah, go on.
If Ole picks Mata on the right tomorrow and picks a two-man CDM with Fred and Matic, we are losing the match. That's
done.
Yeah,
we are. Yeah, we are.
He should be having his P45 upon arrival.
Hold on. You were just saying about he's the Messiah and everything. He's on the right track. What are you talking about, Owen?
Well, no, I didn't say that. I just
well,
said.
Now you're turning around.
Our greatest ever manager happened not to win a trophy in 3 years. His first 3 years. If he was
years ago? How many years ago now?
I mean, this is not a debate we're having. I'm not sure we're debating Ollie. I'm just going on to what Graham said, which is an excellent point about. But I think we should go one step further and he should hand in his resignation with the team sheet.
Oh,
I mean, it's a little bit conflicting.
Play the game with nobody.
Well, Mata on the right. When we've got Greenwood fit. We're sticking Mata on. We're doing charity work.
Oh, right.
No, don't even get no.
Rich says, Big O, is that really your opinion, or are you just trying to wind up Tom? I sometimes think it's just a wind up sometimes.
It's the latter.
Disgraceful, really.
I'm confident that he won't do that, but if he does, it's like shooting himself in the foot.
It is, yeah. It's difficult
if he goes for it's giving Southampton too much respect, and it's just saying we want to play on the counter versus Southampton. And that's just not United. And that's...
It'll be difficult to defend that, yeah. It'll be difficult to defend that, really. Naveen, thanks for joining as well, Naveen. Appreciate it. He says, Ollie always says in press conferences, he looks at the opposition and their formation and chooses the formation, which is the main problem for him now. He doesn't have a proper starting lineup which can take on anyone. I think, what he's trying to say is that he doesn't know his best team, basically. He doesn't know his best team.
He doesn't know his right arm from his left arm.
Adam says he'd rather play Deshaun Watson than Lindelof.
Who the hell's Deshaun Watson?
I'm not a big NFL fan. Apparently he is an NFL player, but if it is,
I don't know. I don't watch NFL. So I wouldn't know.
Unfortunately, I think the joke was good, but just the room wasn't right for it. Big Rom.
We watched the right football here.
Big Rom says saying Sir Alex had 3 bad years and excusing Ollie for now being bad is so deluded. This looks like
the new tie, the tie of Man United.
Don't do this now. Let's because it'll catch on. It'll catch on, and then everyone starts saying it.
Yeah, well, it's true.
It has a certain ring to it. I think has a certain ring to it. Sir Alex was a decorated winner before United. The common thing being both managers are bad isn't good. Well, listen, we'll leave that in the air because I'm going to probably end the stream quite soon. And the last thing I always do is ask about everyone's predictions. Obviously, I've asked about your thoughts going into the games, but the prediction is what matters. That's the main thing. That's what we bet on. I don't actually bet, and if you want to bet responsibly. Dazza, hopefully we've got you back. Hopefully you enjoyed your Chinese as well. Hopefully that went down an absolute treat. What was your prediction going into this game? And if you want to as well, you don't have to. if you want to, feel free to let us know who you think might score the goals as well.
I mean, it's difficult to say who's going to score because we don't know exactly who's going to be in the starting lineup. I think it'll be a tight game, and it'll be one of them where one goal will probably settle it. But I think, given the fact that, as Rich said, we've last 5 games out of 8, I think, have all been draws. So, realistically, you can see it being a 2-2 draw. Simple as that, really.
2-2.
I hope I'm wrong. I mean, win, but it's just
it would fit the trend. It would definitely fit the trend of our last 3 or 4. I think as you mentioned, Rich said that. We've drawn 5 out of the last 8 times with Southampton, so it definitely fit the trend. Tom, are you on the same line? Do you think it could be a draw, or do you think United might nick it?
No, I think we'll win. No, I genuinely think we'll win. The problem, people haven't made a comment about it enough, is Southampton can score goals, but defending, they are not as good as they are scoring, if I'm being brutally honest in saying that, because they've gone to Chelsea and leaked 3 goals. Yeah, they came back, but fair enough. And then they've leaked goals against Tottenham, and then they got opened up when they tried to get to play too expansive. If they play a high line tomorrow, where they try and go for it and try and go 1-0 up, they will get caught with their pants down, hands down, but by the counter attack, they will get caught with their pants down. It's as simple as that. Because if you play the team that, like I said, I want to see the front three that we saw against Istanbul. I want to see Martial from the left, Rashford from the right, and Cavani through the middle. Cavani versus Vestergaard, not even a contest. I don't need to tell you who's going to win that. I don't need to tell you who's going to win if Rashford has a run at Ryan Bertrand. And I can't even name the right back for Southampton. I think his name's Valerie or something.
Jan Valerie. He scored a screamer last time he played against us, though.
Valerie.
He's the same match. Andre Pereira scored the screamer.
30 yards.
Martial runs at him. He's going to be having nightmares. So all I'm going to, if we're going to do something, just I wouldn't play as open. If I'm being honest, there's no need to. Just play as if you are the away team, which we are. That is just let Southampton do all the work, run around, sweat their asses off, and then just go and counter-attack them. It's as simple as that. We don't need to go there, we don't need to go there pedal to the metal and go toe-to-toe with them. Southampton aren't going to go toe-to-toe with us in terms of they're going to chuck everything at us. They're not going to do it because they know they'll get beat. No team is going to do that. And Arsenal was not stupid enough to do that. Well, you don't know. But if I'm going for a score prediction, to be honest, I just see goals. I'm going to be honest. I just see goals, to be honest. But I think probably there might be a goal probably within the first 5 minutes. I genuinely just think there's going to be goals. Goals.
It's going to be chaos.
Yeah, I do. No, seriously, I do. I'm not going for something like stupid as 8-2 or anything like that. It's not going to be that good. 4-2 United.
14. I'd say that all day long. Keep the momentum going. 4 goals away from home. As you said there, maybe obviously.
That could push us up to.
We wouldn't score 4 goals.
Push us above Everton too, I think, with that goal difference.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, this is the thing. I think it was mentioned earlier in the stream that with a win. If we had to rate that,
we had to rate that Spurs goal difference back somehow.
True.
Somehow.
Yeah.
It's not the Champions League. We're not blowing Leipzig away 5-0 and gaining it back.
With 3 goals, we go above Everton. Yeah. 3 goal difference.
You know what? That's not out of the question. That's definitely not out of the question if we play well. Graham, do you think we're going to play well tomorrow? Do you think we're going to get the win?
Pretty confident here because it's an away game. And with a win, we go 8 away wins on the trot. That's something Ole will want from the team. And yeah, we're performing well away. So if he sticks with the same team that he went for versus Istanbul, I think, we can do it. But if he goes defensive and tries to play on the counter, I think that could be it. Because it'll lack the creative spark we need from the middle. It'll lack the composure we need from the middle. And we just won't be able to exploit the space that Southampton will give us in the middle of the field, to be honest. Because if you go back and watch the match when we played, when we drew with them 1-1, when Dan James scored the goal, see the amount of space he had in the middle of the pitch. See the amount of players we had against theirs. So I really think that getting Bruno and Van De Beek in those kind of in those kind of spaces, we can really influence the game and score goals.
I hope so. I hope you're right. As you said, that away record, there's a reason why we've got it, and we have played away from home. Played very well away from home. In obviously the last 8, 9, 10 games. Hopefully we keep that stretch going. And as you said, the league is very open this year. If we put a good little decent run of wins together, who knows where we could be by Christmas and even New Year if we keep it up. And as I said before, the facial hair is not going until United lose a game. So hopefully I'm not shaving it off tomorrow. But Owen, finally, we'll come to you. Are you thinking we're going to win this game? Obviously, I don't know what you're about to say, to be honest. I can't predict it. But how are you predicting this game against Southampton tomorrow?
I don't think we'll win it. I think it'll be a 0-0, to be honest. And I'm sorry to predict that. I'm sorry to put it out into the universe, but it's one of those things where, again, if it's a game that people are saying, "Oh,"
mate, I predicted a draw anyway, so.
That's the thing. Like, I think some people as well are predicting goals. I think whenever people think, "Oh, this is going to have goals in it," never does. I think 0-0. We'll have the better chances, but we'll fluff them, and it'll be sort of coming away going, a point wasn't. We didn't really want a point, and we just couldn't finish a dinner.
Yeah, I hope you're wrong.
But I mean, to be fair, if it does end 0-0, at least you kept a clean sheet. You know, at least our defense has done something right. We'll get 3 points in the clean sheet league that exists. Well, actually, perhaps I shouldn't. If I'm trying to back our defence doing well, perhaps I shouldn't do a 0-0. Maybe I should predict a 1-0 to the Saints. But no, I'm gonna go 0-0. I'm gonna go 0-0.
All right. Well, I'm gonna finish on my prediction. I'm just going to put that up and not say anything. My prediction for the game. My prediction for the game is probably. I think in terms of listening to what you guys have said, and obviously the people in the chat as well, Naveen goes with a 2-0 win. Big Rom goes with a similar to what Graham was saying. Obviously, if depending on what we play, we'll probably get a positive result, a 2-0 win for him as well. And Rich goes with a 3-1 win. So all positive results in the live chat, which is nice. For me, I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win to Manchester United. I think it's going to be very, very close. I think even though they've got Danny Ings out, which I think will be the ultimate downfall for them, they just won't have enough going forward. I think they will look to take it to us, and as Graham said, we're going to have to play an attacking team. I think we're going to play a positive team. And if we play the same team we play against Istanbul and utilise the quality that we've got, because I feel like sometimes Ollie plays too defensive and almost doesn't realise the quality we've got in midfield.
He does.
So
he shows too much respect at times.
Yeah, 100% shows too much respect to some teams. I think especially in Istanbul in the first leg as well, that was one of the main reasons why we lost that game, but also the fact that our defending was poor as well. But I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. Rich says, what minute do we get the penalty? Yeah, I think it could be a penalty. I mean, at these days, it's just about what minute. It's the inevitability.
Probably the 90th minute I'll have to do a game even.
Yeah, I hope after the final whistle, that would be brilliant. A 1-0 win after the final whistle. I'd love that. Adam goes with 2-0 as well.
I wouldn't want a heart attack again.
True. I mean, I don't know another fan base that goes through what we have to go through, except for Arsenal. But I would say I feel bad for Arsenal fans, but I'd be lying. But anyway, yeah, a 2-1 win to United. Bruno Fernandes, on the form he's in, I'm backing him to score again. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks to Graham, thanks to Tom, thanks to Dazza, thanks for Owen, and thanks for Adam for coming on the stream. Really appreciate it. If you guys want to come on as well, if you're in the live chat in my stream, I'll put the link in, and if you ever want to come on, that's how you get on. But thank you guys for all of your pearls of wisdom and great points you share with us today. And make sure to check out Dazza's football stand as well, and check out Rich Sports if you haven't already. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have a brilliant rest of your weekends, and hopefully we get a good result tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and cheers for everyone coming on, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.